Greetings Internet, and welcome back for another Oxleymations presentation. As a matter of fact, today we have the very first Early Mornings with Oxleymations of 2019. And well, today I actually do have another good story for you. Okay, so to preface this, for the last year or so, my younger cousin, who has special needs, I've mentioned him before in my Ninja Turtles video, the big one, where he was the one who broke my mutating Rocksteady. Anyway, he likes playing basketball. And he loves playing basketball. He goes out in my grandparents' backyard like every weekend or every day. He's always out there shooting hoops because my grandfather set up this Little Tykes basketball hoop for him, like hooked up to his shed. Anyway, the kid is obsessed with football, basketball, tennis of all things, soccer, sports. To help him get out his energy and do stuff that he usually, would just be kind of wired for sound. Now, jumping back onto the topic, yesterday I finally went to one of his basketball games, because like I was starting to say, I think I said it. Sorry, it's early in the morning, I'm trying to get my thoughts together. Alright, let me try to put it back and, straighten things up. So for like the last month or so, or like the last couple of months, my cousin has been begging my grandmother to get me to go to one of his basketball games. And well, last night I finally actually had the opportunity to go to one of his games, so I was like, alright. I went over to my grandparents' place, my sister came along from her place, and I rode with them over to the gym where they usually have their little basketball games. And when we get there, for some odd reason, everyone's still standing outside. This thing was supposed to start at 5:30. It was 5:28 when we showed up, and everyone was just standing around outside chit-chatting back and forth. So my grandparents are just like, what's going on? What's the deal? What's the dealio? But for some reason, my grandparents, being the goofballs that they are, wouldn't actually get out of the car and go ask someone. They just sat there, or rather my grandfather sat there with everyone else in the car, headlights pointed directly at the crowd in front of us who were just chit-chatting blah, 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 and didn't get out of the car. They're just like, well, what's going on? Trying to get someone in the car to have an answer that wasn't there. So we just sat there watching them. 5 minutes went by, nothing. 10 minutes went by, still nothing. We're all just sitting there in the car. And then my grandmother points out in the crowd that there's the coach who's supposed to be opening the place up so that they can, do their basketball game. But, again, my grandparents, being stubborn goofballs that they are, just sat there in the car, didn't open the window, didn't go, hey, what's going on? Nothing. They just sat there, waiting. Then 10 minutes after that, my cousin, my uncle brought my cousins over, and the one in question who's supposed to be part of this basketball game comes flying out of nowhere. We didn't even realize they showed up yet. He comes flying out of nowhere, runs up to the passenger side door, just tack, 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 tack. Just starts knocking on the door, or knocking on the window, and gets everyone's attention. And we look at him and he's like, hi, you guys ready for basketball? Good. No offense to the little guy, but this is the way he talks. I'm not trying to be offensive. He has, like I said, he has special needs, and he's, he can't talk right, the poor guy. He does his best, but he can't quite vocalize what he wants to very well. So he's like, guys ready for basketball? So we're like, yeah. And then he's standing there talking to my grandparents, and my uncle actually goes over and talks to the guy. The thing my grandparents should have done, Grandma, if you're watching this, you should have gotten out of the car and went and talked to somebody. Alright, no, never mind. You were stuck between my sister and I. Frank, my grandfather, you should have gotten out of the freaking car and gone and asked him what was up instead of just sitting there like a lump for like 20 minutes. So anyways, oops, I forgot to hit autoplay on my music. My sincerest apologies, everyone. Give me a second here. Boink. Got the next song up and running. Autoplay is on, so yeah. Okay. So, like I was saying, my uncle goes over and talks to the guy, and when he comes back, we find out that apparently the place, the gymnasium they go to, usually, sorry, and again, the place is usually left unlocked so people can go in and do stuff, but because we just had the holidays, you know, the Christmas holidays that just came up and went, they had given the key to the janitor so he could lock it up after he was done cleaning up everything for the holidays. Sorry. It's early. Like I was saying though, so the janitor was given the key so he could lock up after himself before he left for the holidays. And apparently he hadn't given the key back yet. And so the gym guy, we'll just call him the gym coach. I have no idea if this guy's like a gym coach or he just goes in and volunteers or whatnot. So the coach, who's supposed to be the one to open up the place, didn't have the key back yet, or no one gave it back to him yet. And he didn't tell anyone that he didn't have the key. And he just assumed that the key was going to be there. And so he made all these people wait outside in like 40-degree weather for over half an hour for nothing. A lot of these people actually had gotten a ride there and were dropped off, and the ride had left. So they were stuck there until someone came to pick them up. All because the coach guy didn't have his shtick together and just completely dropped the ball and made everyone have to suffer because of his ignorance. The heck? So shortly after we found out about that, the guy basically just was telling everybody, "Alright, sorry everyone, go home, we're not having basketball today." Everyone wound up having to leave. Myself, my grandparents, my cousin, everyone included. I felt really bad when we were driving off because, like I said, a lot of people got dropped off there. And they were just stuck there, standing out in the cold, waiting for a ride. Shameful. Oh, and supposedly this coach who pulled this nonsense is the same one who trained LeBron James. I don't know this for a fact, my grandparents told me, but apparently this guy was the coach who helped LeBron James get where he is today. Huh. I don't know if y'all heard that, but I think a water bottle just fell in the kitchen. You know, those big plastic, like the plastic wrapped things of water bottles, this stuff. It just sounded like a whole bunch of them just fell over in the package. Anyways, so like I was saying, all because the janitor messed up and this guy didn't have the forethought to actually try and contact anybody to say, "Hey, I don't have the key, I can't open the door, don't come." All these people had to sit outside, stand outside around in the cold because of a screw up between the janitor and the coach. Yep, there goes those water bottles. Hopefully y'all heard that. and I'm not actually just going crazy. Which it could be that too. Anyways, so now that I've told y'all about that story and gotten that out of the way, what else to talk to you about this morning? This fine and dandy Monday morning at 5:51. Well, I suppose I could cut this episode short. My early morning vlogs don't have to be 20 minutes long. So I'll just jump right into my obligatory, drumroll please. What am I having for breakfast? And today I am having Cocoa Puffs. Those delicious, wonderful, chocolatey Cocoa Puffs. And as you already saw, a bottle of water to drink with it, which I'm mostly drinking to help loosen up my vocal cords. Because it's been far too long since I've done one of these early mornings videos, and my throat is not prepared for it anymore, especially after yesterday with all that gaming. Okay, so with that all being said, I thank you all so very much for coming back to view my content. I do truly and greatly appreciate it. If you like what you've seen, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share my videos with your friends. Hit that little bell icon wherever they put it nowadays to be notified of future uploads. And with all that being said, cowabunga, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.